Okay, in this class, let us see about the classification of motion. Classification of motion. So generally, the motion can be classified in two ways. In the first way, in dimensionally, we are going to see, and the second way, the direction and the basis of the acceleration we are classified. Suppose see, first motion can be classified. A motion can be classified in two ways. One is one-dimensional motion. One-dimensional motion. That means 1D motion. Second is two-dimensional motion, 2D motion. The third is three-dimensional motion, 3D motion. In one-dimensional motion, the particle moves in a straight line. In two-dimensional motion, the particle moves in a plane. And the three-dimensional motion, the particle moves in a space. So if the particle moves in a straight line, this is called one dimension. And it is if the object moves in plane, it is called two-dimensional motion. If it moves in a space, it is called three-dimensional motion. This is the one way the classification of the motion. So secondly, the motion can be classified in other way, that based on the velocity acceleration. One is uniform motion. In this motion, the velocity is constant, v constant. So there is no change in velocity. That means acceleration a is equal to 0. In the second, that is uniformly accelerated motion. In uniformly accelerated motion, the velocity is changed. That means velocity is varies. So, but there is an acceleration, but the acceleration a is constant. And thirdly, you see non-uniformly accelerated motion. So in non-uniformly accelerated motion, the velocity and acceleration both are not constant. That means both are varying with the time. So here the point to be noted in the uniform motion, whenever the velocity is constant and acceleration is 0, it has a single direction, that is called a straight line motion. So uniform motion is always straight line motion. But whereas it is not necessary, the uniformly accelerated motion, non-uniformly accelerated motion is always in the straight line. It may be sometimes in a plane, and it may be sometimes in a space also. So these are the key concepts for the classification of motion.